apply pressure from every angle, you feel me? Yeah, you know, attack more. Never fold, man. Nah, never fold, never quit, yeah. Keep going, like, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta, yeah, I smoke that dank. Tryna get M's in the bank, fuck what they think. Knock a nigga whole mouth out. Come side me, top break, throw hands like Tank. Knock it out the park like Hank. I've been doing them pranks, what you got on my drink? I've been trying to keep my sane. Humanity so lame, fuck you and your gang. Speaking on the dead man's name.
SKOL VIKES, here we go. SKOL VIKES, here we go. Shout out Swaggy Addy. I repeat, shout out Swaggy Addy, baby, all day. No cap. You hear me? Once again, shout out Swaggy Addy for sure. Oh, they love him now, right? They love him now, right? Heavy. They love him, huh? Here we go. Dell in the building, my dog Dell in the building. The time is always now. Stay on. I dig it. I dig it. Here we go. Real shit. Real shit. Let's go, baby. Let's go, man. Shout out Dell in the building. You hear me? Let's get it. We go. SKOL VIKES. Northfierce in the building. Northfierce in the building. What up, big dog? What up, BJ Northfierce? What up, Holmes? Let's get it. SKOL VIKES. SKOL VIKES. Yeah. SKOL VIKES, baby. SKOL VIKES. I don't even worry about it, Northfish. You hear me? It's all good. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. Here we go. The flags will be back. You hear me? But Swaggy Addy, man. Swaggy Addy is in the building. A lot of people back on his nuts now. Let me know what's going on, bro. How do you feel about how do you feel about Jordan Addison being back in the building? The Vikings willing to extend him. Everybody was saying trade this, trade that, oh trade him. He's a bad guy. He's done, etc. etc. Come on, man, stop the cap. I told you what it was and what it ain't. What the hell would you trade Jordan Addison for? Right? And what would you trade Jordan Addison for, Holmes? Period. Make it make sense for real. Yeah, bro. Big Skull NFC champs. Grown man in the building. Grown man in the building. What up, dog? Here we go. Yeah, bro. They thought Addison was leaving. They thought he was leaving for real. Why in the hell would he leave? Why would the Vikings let him leave? I think they definitely talked about it. I'm gonna get into it in a minute. Make sure you come in the chat, fire the chat up, hit that bell as well, heavy. All right? For sure. Support the grind, support the channel. Addy is young, dumb kid. Hope he learns, but he's a talent. Why is he dumb, Norris? Why is he dumb? Huh? What makes you say he's dumb? Now, he's made some mistakes, but is he really dumb? I beg to differ. I beg to differ, Holmes. Heavy, SKOL VIKES. Understand what you're saying, where you're coming from, but the man is far from dumb. Period. And he's rocking with JJ McCarthy. Is he the only player? Is he the only player that spoke out about it? Huh? I repeat, Holmes, is he the only player that spoke out about it for real? Huh? supporting JJ, supporting Nine. What he said, Nine gonna be a star. Calm it down. All that. Calm it down. All that. Yeah, bitch, yeah. You hear me? Heavy. He's dumb because he's young. I don't know, man. You got some old people who dumb, some young people who smart, vice versa. Yeah. No, he's definitely done some dumb shit, period. No way around it for sure. He's done some dumb shit early, but far from dumb, bro. No cap. You hear me? Like you said, a great talent, definitely a great talent. But just because you young don't mean you gotta be dumb. You hear me? Heavy. Here we go. Who would replace Addison or Grenard if we traded them? Grown man, exactly. So I guess you're on the keep Grenard bandwagon too. Let me know, grown man. You in the building? Let's get it, bro. Here we go. Do you want Jonathan Grenard to remain a Viking, or would you rather see him go? I assume you want to see him stay. Period. Oh yeah. And to answer your question, no one would technically replace them. They would have to find someone to replace them right away. It's not a guarantee you get that in the draft. Heavy, right? You're not just gonna probably find a Grenard in the draft, find a Addison in the draft. Hell no, it will be very rare, right? Right? We have to build our team. What's the point of it, grown man? You hear me? Ain't that the point? Heavy. That's the point, right? So I'm glad KOC is realizing what the point needs to be. Rob Brzezinski is understanding talent. Wow. Oh, wow. Shit, damn. He understands what talent looks like. Because if he would have listened to majority of fans, right, he would have traded Addison, especially after the first or last incident, which he was found innocent of. Don't forget that as well, period. You understand? So don't forget that. Make sure you don't forget that. He was falsely arrested, period. And it's a whole nother case coming behind that one for sure. Huh? You tell me. You tell me, huh? What would it mean losing Addison right now? You just lost Speedy as well. Who do you rely on? Huh. Shit, unless they're planning to draft Kenyon Sadiq, Holmes, Kenyon Sadiq, first round 18, boom, bet. You may be able to get away with losing Naylor and not having a true three. Oh shit, y'all fucked up with Ty Felton, right? Ty Felton was supposed to be the man, the one. He's looking like a special teams ace and all that early. That's all he can damn do. Tackle a bitch. Huh? I say, huh? That's all that motherfucker can do. Run down there and tackle. Oh yeah. And we'll see how he develops, how he matures this year. But like I've been saying, can you rely on that? Can you rely on him to come in training camp? Boom. Come in, show out. Boom. Hail to the no, no, no. But if you want to draft a Kenyan Sadiq, all right, cool, then do it. Right? but never get rid of Addison. So I'm glad the front office, the Wilfs especially, didn't listen to some of the dumb fandemonium bullshit. Talking about, oh, release Addison, trade Addison, he's a criminal. I'm glad they understand how to build a team and understand true, real, true talent, right? Right. Oh, yeah. Hands down, man down. You don't let Addison go. You keep Addison. You hear me? And you're getting him at a reasonable price, damn near a steal. Oh yeah, damn near a steal, Holmes. And guess what? So what? And Jigba got paid 42 mil a year. He's overpaid. And you will see how eventually it will affect Seattle. They're paying Sam Darnold, boom. Paying him, boom. Can't forget the business side of it for sure. Heavy. Huh? Right. Hey, so at the day, at the end of the day, bro, it is what it is. Period. Smart move by the Vikings. That's you're thinking smart. You're thinking smart from the damn start. Oh yeah, heavy. Lock in with me. Lock in with me, Wolves. I know you hear me as well. Hey, get right. Lock in, dog. No cap. Huh? Oh yeah. Build a team for real. Keep JG for real. I don't care what the hell the naysayers saying. Oh, release JG. Fuck that. No, he want 24 mil plus. Bet. Give it to him early. I mean, 24 mil plus. Nah, okay, get him up out of there. He's gone. He's done. Finito. Matter of fact, more than 22 mil, it's a wrap. You hear me? Heavy, straight up. But if he want 22 mil, yeah. Now sitting here thinking about it right now, what he brings to the table, what's in the drafts. Oh hell yeah, bro. Edge it up a little bit to 23, and that's the cat right there in the discussion. But 23 and under for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. I gotta go up one more millie for Grenard. He gets silly. For sure. We go. Make sure you come in the chat. You fire the chat up, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with any and everybody you know. Right? Support the grind, support the channel, homie. Why not? It takes less than 1 second. Heavy. Here we go. That's it. I love having this kid here, as you should, Norse, as you should, Holmes. Early, believe that. Oh yeah. Right? For sure. He said, yes, sir. I say keep them both. Hell yeah. If you can do it, do it. You understand? You do it proper. JG still playing at a high level. So we know the verdict with Addy and all that. Boom. But JG still playing at a high level. So if you raise it a little bit, cool, you can live and rock with it, right? No cap, straight up. Oh yeah, you can live and rock with it. Period. Take that low hit, all low hit. You've increased some cap space anyway. Stop playing Brzezinski, Holmes. You know how you do. You know how you do, huh? Heavy, no cap. Believe that. Oh yeah. Table and all out. Huh? Let's get it. Facts, rare for real. You know what I'm saying, grown man? Now you understand, Holmes. You get what I'm saying? Different. Addy is young and picking up his fifth year is a win. A top tier wide receiver too at 18 mil win. Big facts, Norris. Big facts. No cap. We go. Give me 1 second. We're gonna get into it. Jordan Addison news. Shout out Swaggy Addy in the building. Shout out Swaggy Addy in the building for real. No cap. But we're gonna get into the article, of course. Yes, here we go. Eagan, Minnesota. The Vikings intend to exercise the team's fifth year option on receiver Jordan Addison. Executive Vice President of Football Operations Rob Brzezinski told media members at the NFL's annual league meeting. Real shit, real shit. Let's get it, being real smart, being real smart. Here we go. 1 second. 1 second. My word is how you doing that? Bad. Here we go. Now they back on his nuts. They love him now. They want him now. Here we go. You hear him. The Vikings intend to exercise. Boom, I read that. Boom. He's a really important player for us, an impact player, Brzezinski said. We're definitely exercising the option for sure. The deadline for that is after the draft. Teams have the opportunity to exercise fifth year options to extend rookie contracts of first round picks. The deadline for doing so for Addison is May 2026 to apply to the 2027 season. Here we go. Oh, yeah. And once again, let me know how you feel about the whole Addy situation. Once again, are you happy? Or do you feel satiated by it? What do you really feel about it? No cap. Let me know, bro. Heavy, huh? For sure. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as well. Once again, support the grind, support the channel. Share this with any and everybody you know for sure. Here we go. School vibes. School time. Oh yeah. Here we go. 1 second, 1 second. Get back to it. Here we go. Pull right there. Addison, the 23rd overall pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, has recorded 175 receptions for 2,396 yards and 22 touchdowns, generating a receiver rating of 93.2. He's been productive in tandem with Justin Jefferson, elevating as a rookie when Jefferson missed time because of a hamstring injury. Addison caught 70 passes for 911 yards and 10 scores in his first NFL season. Oh yeah, SKOL VIKES, SKOL VIKES. Here we go. Oh yeah, where we at? Here we go. Here we go. Holding in the building, my dog, my brother Holding in the building. What up, Holmes? EJ Jamar McCoy looked good at his pro day. Oh, word. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Shout out Holden in the building. Let's get a Addison gonna help JJ next year. Of course, Norris. Of course. Isn't that what it's all about for sure? You know, that's the main thing. Of course he will help him. He's been helping him. Let's be real here for sure. You understand? Like he's been helping him. They've been helping each other. The offense as a whole was down last year. Bad. You can't put that on one man. A majority of blame goes on KOC for real. But look where he's at. Look at look at how many chances he's had to redeem himself, Holmes, period. And y'all talking about Addison, y'all talking about JG, Jonathan Grenard, one of the best top elite edge rushers in the game, Holmes, in the game. And y'all telling me about take the what and leave the what? Huh? For real, let's be serious. Are you kidding me, baby? No cap. Right? Yeah, think before you yap. You hear me heavy. Jonathan Grenard is one of your biggest assets right now. Oh yeah, here we go. Naylor left, and he's still good for JJ. No cap, of course. You know, you got it. You got to respect him. You got to respect him for that. You know what I'm saying, Norris? Yeah, facts. Only one who spoke out and said, "Hey, I'm rocking with him." You know, he said, "Hey," basically saying Team Nine over here, stay down. Nine gonna be great for sure, huh? Heavy. They talking about this and that. Shit, man. Respect, Daddy. Free three. I repeat, free three. Lock in, bro. No cap. Here we go. Get back to it. Yeah, we go. So, oh yeah, whatever. Right there. Addison became the 13th rookie in NFL history and the fifth since 2000 to record at least 900 receiving yards and 10 receiving touchdowns in his debut season. His 70 receptions ranked second, and his 911 yards or third in franchise history among rookies. Only Jefferson snagged more receptions as a rookie, 88, and only Jefferson 1,400 and Hall of Famer Randy Moss, 1,313, posted more receiving yards in their rookie seasons. And y'all disrespecting Addy. Y'all talking about trade Addy, huh? And all that for what? You know, for what? The disrespect is crazy, baby. No cap. Oh yeah. Here we go. The 10 touchdowns as a rookie tied Sammy White, 1976, for second among Vikings rookies, and only trail Randy Moss, 17 in 1998. Addison followed that campaign with 63 catches for 875 yards and 9 touchdowns. In 2025, Addison finished with 42 catches for 610 yards. Wow. Sleeping on Addy heavy. And 3 scores through the air, including the 12-yard game winner from Carson Wentz with 25 seconds remaining in Minnesota's win over Cleveland and London. Uh, Here we go. Addison also ran past Lions defenders for a 65-yard touchdown for a 20-10 lead with 3 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in week 17. Uh, Shout out Addy in the building. We go. So once again, how you feel about Swaggy Addy in the building, bro? Let me know for sure. Heavy. You hear me? Be right back, man. Are you here? Here we are. I'm saying out here. Lead out. Lead out though. Here we go. Here we go. See this here. KOC talking and speaking. 1 second. KOC talking and speaking though. See what KOC up to here. 1 second. Yes, sir. See. Man, here we go. Back. Here we go. I'm back at it. What's up with KOC? No cap, though. Talking heavy. Let's see what he's saying. See what he's saying. Oh, here we go. KOC talking heavy, huh? Here we go. Note, I have changed my position. I wanted to trade him before. After thinking, especially on contract, etc., got to roll with him. Just being honest. Oh, yeah, got to be real with it. Be real with it. Good. Got to be real with it, though. Here we go. Check out what KOC got to say for real. Boom, yeah. Let's get it.
Start out and just mention Joey Browner and Jeff Seaman, two guys that have meant so much to our organization, top 50 Vikings players of all time. I've said this before, but I definitely wanted to make a note of it this morning, getting to know the legacies of the greatness of so many former Vikings players and coaches. It's no secret the relationship I was able to form with Bud Grant my first year as the coach here, but it's never been lost on me, our history of our organization. And those two men were absolutely a big time part of it. And just wanted to, on behalf of not only.
Yeah, definitely rest in peace. Rest in peace to both of those who passed away. Jeff Simon, I believe, Joey Browner. May their souls find peace. Condolences to their loved ones and all that for sure.
Myself, our coaching staff, and our players, but also Vikings fans everywhere, just give our best to their families and let them know that their Vikings family is with them during this time, and it's a time to celebrate those two men and what they were able to accomplish, not only on the field but off as well. So with that, I'll turn it over to you guys.
Kevin, just when it comes to Kyler Murray and adjusting an offense to him, like how much do you think that you have to work with him to change things, or how much was it similar to things that he did recently over the last couple of years in Arizona?
Well, I don't think he's gotten enough credit for playing in rhythm. Some of those plays we all recognize some of the highlight reel ability that he has, and Kyler Murray has always had that level of talent. But I think sometimes what we don't recognize is the 3rd and 7 right before the huge scramble play but on the earned first down. But that 3rd and 7 where he, hits McBride away from some tight coverage on a route, routes that are maybe similar to some of the things we'll do, or, watching him play with really, really good technique and fundamentals, either in the drop back game. The play action game can be done a lot of different ways, offset gun, pistol, and under center. He's pretty dynamic in the keeper game, the movement game, obviously with his natural athleticism.
And KLC kind of riding his nuts, ain't it? Riding his nuts. Yeah. KLC kind of riding his nuts, ain't it? Heavy. Riding nuts hard. We got Norse facts, Norse big facts, Norse no cap, big facts. We go.
So, I see a lot of ways that we'll be able to continue the evolution and evolve our offense here in year 5, but at the same time, principles that I believe Kyler will, be able to, not only make his own, but, provide different layers to what we do with some of his experiences. And the same goes for JJ and Carson and Max, as far as guys that now all have experience in our system.
The main question, the main question for sure, is it a fair battle? Is it a fair battle and all that? Let me know in the chat. Do you believe it's a fair battle and all that? No cap. You hear me? Heavy. SKOL VIKES. Let me know, bruh. Is it a fair battle or not? Period.
And that's, you know, that's one of the benefits, as we've seen before, of playing multiple guys in a tough year, you know, for the quarterback position, just from a pure health standpoint, which is what last year was. And so now we feel really good about the combination of depth, talent, and the fact that we've got a room that's going to push each other, and all those guys are going to have great off seasons and be ready to rock and roll.
Similar to that, Kevin, like with bringing Frank Smith on staff,
Yeah.
how do you expect him to kind of evolve the offense?
Yeah, Frank was one of those guys that, you know, when the season ended, it was really, you know, knowing that, you know, once things took place down in Miami where Frank might be available, it was really just a matter of how the circumstances would work out to bring him here. I've almost worked with him, you know, a couple times, you know, in some previous spots. You know, things never came to fruition, but Frank, just watching from afar, him being Mike's right-hand man down there in Miami for 4 years, some of the things they were able to do, you know, schematically, but then also just not necessarily foreshadowing for any one particular player we might add, but the idea of really being able to apply a lot of different principles in the run game, zone-based principles, gap pull-based principles, but also doing it out of the gun, offset gun, pistol. You know, I'm thinking out in front of what might be to come, regardless of who we were fortunate enough to add at the position. But that's kind of where the league is going anyway. And we wanted to make sure that we were, you know, adding, especially me personally, it's so important for me, weighing the head coaching duties and everything that goes into it, to have a real think tank of guys as we, you know, spend the time this offseason putting together our offensive plans. But then when you get into the season, you guys know that I spend a lot of time with just how thorough we are week in and week out with our plans and how we attack opponents.
To secure Carson after already acquiring Kyler.
He said, yes, boss. Yes, boss. KFC ain't nothing more than a shoe shine boy. Oh, man. Norse in the building. Norse in the building. Here we go. Here we go.
Like, just how
Websites your competitors don't want you to know, part 2.
All you do is go to this website, and it lets you find out
I don't know how happy were you to be able to bring him back.
Yeah, I think, you know, we all kind of forget that Carson Wentz, you know, when he arrived last year, you know, he was able to operate, you know, coming in and starting with that Cincinnati game. And we had, you know, one of our best offensive performances of the year, but he really didn't get a training camp practice. He really didn't get, you know, any real competitive time in our system. And all of Carson's experience as a veteran quarterback, his relationship with Josh.
Well, he is true about that point about it. Carson Wentz, when he came in what, in damn near 2 weeks, had to play right away, damn near. So he's not capping about that. Carson Wentz didn't get a full season, off season, all that. So I got to reiterate it, right? I don't care if it is a 3-way battle. Good. We need more. Shit. Make them better. We need a 3-way battle between Grenard, Van Ginkel, and Dallas Turner, period. Everybody talking about who's ready this, who's ready that, and all that. So we talking real about it. No cap. Right? But yeah, if Carson Wentz competes, shit, would I be mad? Hell no. Go.
Josh, quickly the relationship that I was able to form with him really projected well, you know, not only in our offense and his ability to make throws and run the system, but also how he impacted his teammates, how he impacted some of the other guys in that huddle. And, we wanted to be patient and allow Carson to kind of see, what opportunities may be out there. But at the same time, Carson knew from very early on in the offseason, regardless of what, other moves or move we made in that room, that we wanted him back. And he loved being in Minnesota. He loves our fan base. He loved getting to wear the purple and gold. And, I know for some people it might be why would Carson do that? I think some people may be discounting the fact that he's really enjoyed his time, not only being around Josh and his teammates, but just being a Minnesota Viking.
You know it, KOC. Shit, you almost got the man killed last year. So what you talking about around here? Talking real about KOC and all that. You almost got the man hurt for life. You hear me? Heavy. I'm surprised he wanted to come back. Oh yeah.
And it's an important thing for me to always know that it's a place that guys want to come play, whether they have previous experience with us or in Kyler's circumstances, not so much. But there's a desire and still an enthusiasm about playing quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings.
Why did you think you still needed him after signing Kyler and you have JJ and Max?
Yeah, I just think it's about depth, Kevin. It's about the fact that when you without doing too much of a rear view mirror looking backward, you start seeing where the final standings were, where we were at 9-8, and ultimately maybe the 1 or 2 or 3 plays or sequences of games where you find your way into the dance, and that's really all you ever want at the beginning of every year is to punch your ticket, to compete in that one game, to continue moving on. We've played 3 guys in one year. We've played 4 in another. We just feel like having the ability to get quality quarterback play throughout the circumstances that we do not control throughout the season gives our team pretty historical data that says we get quarterback play to a certain line, we win a lot of football games. So we wanted to ensure that we were able to do that, but also make it a very, very competitive room, and that's regardless of who's taking reps with what group. But we want the quarterback position to elevate our team, and with the talent we have around that position,
and if that's true, that's not bad at all, for real. If it's really about that, making everybody better and it being a real competition for the betterment of the team, I respect it. But with KOC, who knows? Northfield say KOC fraud, K fraud, C, oh man. That boy Northfield's coming in hot, bro. Oh man, heavy. Oh yeah. Here we go, man. We go. But is it a fair competition is the main question and all that, for sure. Or is he just piss poor full of shit? I repeat, or is he just piss poor full of shit, baby? No cap.
Feel pretty good about it also working vice versa the other way around.
Kevin, speaking of those reps, how are you going to structure this quarterback competition? I'm sure you have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, to be honest, everybody wants to label it, the quarterback competition, all these things. The way the offseason's set up, we're going to be out there for phase 2, where there's really not a lot of competitive reps to go around other than throwing routes on air, and we're going to want to have guys working with everybody. We're getting as many reps as we possibly can, expecting our full group of wide receivers to be there every day, tight ends, running backs, all those things. And then we get into, as many of these guys know, like the off-season program anymore is still a pretty strong teaching, learning phase. And when it's time to truly start counting reps and logging throws, I know we got some of the best in the business around this table to do that. There'll be a time and a place for that, but it's just you can't go into a mindset of trying to elevate your quarterback room and get as many talented players as you possibly can in there, and then start carving out the reps in March. It really doesn't work like that. We really have got to decide how we're going to, apply individual improvement plans to guys and giving them runway to improve. And when the competition phase starts, it will fall right in line with, a lot of the plans that I'm really excited about with training camp, whether it's joint practices to come or those preseason games themselves. But I'm excited for it. We all have to improve. We all have to, me included, starts with me and my coaching staff, and we're, having ourselves the type of off season I think is really important.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely glad he said that for sure, Holmes. No cap. He said me and my coaching staff have to improve, starting with me. And he hit it on the head with a hammer, no cap, period. Hit it on the head with a hammer, heavy. So I think KOC may be starting to understand, Holmes, realize, hey, maybe it's some things I could definitely change, or he could definitely change, right? Boom. Hey, will he revert back to his old ways, or will he run that ball, Holmes? Tote that tater. Yeah, bitch, yeah. We go. you know? Make sure if you come in the chat, you like it up, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Let's get it. Here we go. Clown learned how to be two-faced, lying politician from his dad in the FBI. Oh, damn, bro. Northfield's coming in hot, though. Hold up, dog. Hold up, dog. Hold up, North. Oh, his pops was an FBI dude? Okay. Bad. So his dad was an FBI politician dude, huh? Early. That's how we coming with it. That's how we coming with it. Oh man. We go. Oh yeah. Let's get it.
In our trajectory of going into year 5.
What's the sense you've gotten on the good strides JJ's been able to make working?
Yeah, he's. It's hard to imagine, but it's a healthy off season for him. He spent his time out in California. He has since come back to Minnesota. He's been in the building working out downstairs with the strength guys in there with Tyler. We've actually had almost our entire quarterback room already spending time in the building. Guys are really hungry to get going. Obviously, the rules keep us from simulating what we'll be able to do when the off-season program starts. But I think JJ's had a really good off-season. I think he's got perspective now after, in a lot of ways, those 10 games, albeit we would love to be talking about 30-plus games of starting. He definitely has experience. He knows, he knows what it's felt like to go in there and do some things at a really high level. Now it's just about consistency, and it's about
that boy taking the building. Heavy. Here we go. Kevin O'Con, man, at it again. Oh man. Oh, here we go. Well, let's get it. Come in the chat, like it up. You hear me? Heavy. Let's get it. I think I probably dropped a link a little bit later too. Come rock in with me, rock and roll with me, and lock in with me, Holmes. Heavy. Here we go. Oh yeah. Let's get in.
Being in a competitive situation, not for necessarily any other reason, to continue the arc of trying to become the best player he can possibly become. And I think he's going to have a really good offseason. I think it's going to be a very competitive situation.
The NFL has struggled.
Scale your marketing with Base 44 super agents. No setup time. It was
with increasing the diversity among his coaching staff. Brian Flores has done a great job on the street.
Yeah.
VIKES. What do you think about him not having gotten a job in recent years? And what maybe, I don't know if you thought about it, could the NFL do a little bit better?
Hey, dude, close up on him, man. That dude close up on him as hell, ain't it? You hear me? Heavy. What the hell going on around here? All up in his back of his neck, talking to him. What's going down? Up close and personal, bro. For real. Up close and personal. For real. Nor say, stop and replay this. Expound. Why you say that, Norris? Why you say that, dog? No cap. Here we go.
Well, I think first and foremost, speaking to Flo, Flo is a guy that I couldn't. The success we've had together, the work we've been able to do together, he is such a vital part of what we've built from a cultural standpoint. Obviously, clearly a unique, pretty one-of-one schematics with what we do defensively. I can't speak to the opportunities that maybe have not come his way. All I can say is we're very, very fortunate to continue to have him, and I think he's going to have another great year commanding and leading our defense. And what comes from that, if and when he gets that next opportunity, somebody's going to get a great head coach. I would also highlight Matt Daniels, our special teams coordinator, as well, as going on year 5 with me. It was important from the very.
Now see what he said, Matt Daniels. You hear me, dog? Don't understand Matt Daniels. All right, Matt Daniels back, cool. I get it. Bet it's all good. But at the end of the day, your defense blew the game. Matt Daniels' defense blew the damn game early. No cap. They blew the game, bro. Period. Huh? So let's talk about Matt Daniels and his special teams. Now, do I think he is a very good coach? Yeah. But he needs to get his special teams in order, in line. Period. You understand? Early. No more of that favoritism, KOC. Yeah. The Flores, all right, cool. You said what you said. He deserves credit, of course. And he will be a great head coach potentially one day. But Matt Daniels, he has work to do, Holmes. No cap. You know what I'm saying? My dog Dre in the building. What up, dog? Oh, he ain't fucking with KOC. He ain't fucking with KOC heavy. Shit. Yeah.
Beginning to have a diverse coaching staff and try to really harness as much growth and development opportunity for some really good coaches, because in the end I've been able to selfishly benefit from having guys like Keenan McCardell. Durante Jones moved on. Gerard Johnson is a great example. Getting him in the quarterback room year 1 was really, really important for me, to not only have a diverse staff, but have a diverse staff in some of those critical spots. So I think I think it's something we've all got to continue to be mindful of, but at the same time understand we have great coaches, from a standpoint of diversity, that are right there and available right now. So as those guys continue to do the jobs that they consistently do year in and year out, I know those opportunities will come for them.
There's been a lot, obviously, about Jonathan Grenard. Just where are you at with his situation, and how do you view it?
Yeah, I would just say this, from my perspective, our coaching staff, the players, we love Jonathan Grenard. He clearly has meant so much to our team, from a standpoint of what he's done on the field, but becoming a captain last year and really being one of those driving factors behind a team that could somehow find themselves at 4-8 and finish at 9-8. Jonathan Grenard and his leadership and what he means on a daily basis to our team is absolutely something that is something we don't take for granted. And JG knows how I feel about him. He knows the love we have for.
Respect. All you can do is respect it. And like I said, they understand what talent is, who the true talent is. That's why they extended Addison, bro. Period. Don't get caught up in the bullshit, the hype, the bullshit. At the end of the day, bro, that's all it is. If you know, you know. But shout out, respect, JG. Hope he remains a Minnesota Viking. For real.
For him. So in regards to, the circumstances around those things right now, I would just say, I'm excited about, Jonathan Grenard in year 3 with us, and, excited about, where our team's going to go with him as a big part of our defense. And, the business side of the NFL sometimes gets talked about a lot, but.
Hold up. Did he just answer it? Did he just seal and deal it? Hey. JG stand in the building, huh? That's what it sound like to me. Sound like KOC just said, hey, I'm excited. He said, I'm excited to see where it goes in year 3. Did he let the cat out the hat, cat out the bag, whatever you want to call it, homie? Is JG back in the building heavy? Are they working on a deal right now early? I think they are. I think they are. Oh, did you catch it? Did you catch it? Let me run it back in case it went over your head. Code red. Here we go. Let's get it.
To not only have a diverse staff, but have a diverse staff in some of those critical. At the same time, understand we have great coaches.
Too far on that one.
On the field, but becoming, becoming a captain.
Hey guys, can you believe that Amazon made billions of dollars and only paid
last year and really being players? We love Jonathan Grenard. He clearly has meant so much to our team from a standpoint of what he's done on the field, but becoming, becoming a captain last year and really being one of those driving factors behind a team that could somehow find themselves at 4-8 and finish at 9-8. Jonathan Grenard and his leadership and what he means on a daily basis to our team is absolutely something that is something we don't take for granted. And JG knows how I feel about him. He knows the love we have for him. So in regards to the circumstances around those things right now, I would just say I'm excited about Jonathan Grenard in year 3 with us, and excited about where our team.
Boom, there it go. There it go. Yeah, stamp that, boy. Stamp that, Holmes. Heavy.
Team's going to go with him as a big part of our defense, and the business side of the NFL sometimes gets talked about a lot, but my role and the importance for the relationship side of things will always be paramount. It's with all of our players, especially one of my captains like JG.
Do you expect him to be with you?
Yeah, I expect him to be part of our team. I know there's always conversations.
Oh shit, KOC letting it out. KOC letting it be known he expect JG to be in the building. Huh? Come on, now let's get it, bro. Let's get it. Sign the deal, JG. Sign the deal, JG. Come on, bro. Much love, bro. Much love. You hear me? Early. KOC let it out. I don't think Grenard going nowhere. Yeah, ha. Everybody wanted Grenard going. Oh, trade Grenard, get rid of Grenard. Trade Addison, get rid of Addison. What now? Be quiet now. Be way quiet now for sure. The fuck you gonna get rid of Addison for? What the fuck you gonna get rid of JG for and all that, Holmes? Heavy, huh? Early, no cap. Take the what and leave the what, huh? You hear me? What you talking about, bro? For real. What they be on? What they be on, dog? For real. No cap. What they really on? Damn, what they on, Holmes? Here we go. Let's get back to it. We go.
Conversations this week. There's conversations throughout the off season, and we'll continue to kind of attack things at the different phases. We're getting ready to really jump heavily into draft meetings when we get back, and but at the same time, we're always going to try to do what's best for our team and also what we think is best for each one of our individual players. And that's, an ongoing thing throughout every offseason.
Coach, going back to Carson in terms of his injury recovery from that shoulder.
Yeah, I think the last update I got, I do believe he's on schedule with where he's at. It was relatively, kind of a procedure we knew would, I've had it twice. Something that, I know he's coming back from strong. I don't know exactly where he's at. But I do know anticipating him being able to take, part in some way, shape, or form in the offseason program.
Coach, going back to Carson, you talked about how well he played when he had that opportunity last year. Is there an opportunity for him this summer to compete for that starting job now that he's been?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, knowing that we feel comfortable and confident about the depth of our quarterback room, we want to prepare all those guys.
That boy North say what? He say what? Oh man, go ahead. Trust the snake. Oh, bruh, coming with it heavy. He said KOC is a snake.
To be able to take snaps and contribute to winning, when called upon, and what that looks like, we'll see. But I will say, and I've shared this with Carson, what he was able to do without any reps, throughout the offseason program and training camp last year, and really come in and prove to us and his teammates in that huddle that he could not only run our offense, but he could run it at a pretty high clip. I think that, a lot of that contributed to the really, really strong feelings to want to get Carson back, because in an off season where reps are going to be very important, and when you have a competitive situation like we want to have, having a guy that's proven to maybe not need a totally equal share of reps and understands how we feel about him and the expectations we have of him and he has of himself, that makes it a really, really quality spot in that room for us and for him to know those feelings we have for him.
Whether
Great
it's
question.
Carson or Kyler Murray or Sam Darnold or whatever, what are sort of your established principles of onboarding a quarterback and, not saying reclamation, but like but we'll take that word out, but like just basically, getting them set in the way you do things.
Yeah, I think so much of it, Kevin, starts with the initial process of, learning about the player, learning, how they see the game, what their experiences up until this point creates as far as a really, really, really fertile ground to kind of teach and make a connection with that player. And one of the funnest things is always, whether it's when Kyler came on his visit or previous years with Sam, or even my first year when I got to Minnesota and kind of reconnecting with Kirk in 2022, it's always fun to be able to put on the tape and spend that time with them and really acknowledging some of the high level things guys are doing and what they have done. And then really the excitement bleeds right over to, this is how I see it. This is how I see the trajectory, the path, and something that I'm really excited to obviously get to work with those players. It's my favorite part of the job, is the day-to-day. Some of it's very boring. Some of it is minutia, that formations and motions and all those things. But the techniques, the fundamentals, the play style, the feel of hopefully guys seeing a alignment to be able to play at a high level in our system is probably the most exciting thing for me.
Hey Kevin, Grant Udinski is on the rise now in Jacksonville. When you had him, what kind of impression?
Grant is there's been very few coaches that have made the impression he's made on me. I hired him really in a head coaching assistant role in 2022, really not knowing, just out of a lot of really smart coaches that I really respected.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna change the video right quick. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. Come lock in with me for about good 20, maybe 30 minutes. Give me 1 second though. I'm gonna check out this other one here.
Head coach Kevin O'Connell here at the 2026 NFL owners meetings. And Kevin, I know that the coach's photo has been taken. You are now one of the more tenured coaches around here. Isn't that crazy? Is there a prime spot? How do you approach, where you want to be, what you're wearing, all that?
There's really, I've kind of gotten beyond all that. It helped to have our NFC coaches breakfast this morning, where I do like to dress a little nicer for the media folks who travel into town for this event. But the biggest thing is I know I'm going to be in the back. I know I'm going to be standing up most of the time. So Maybe one of these years I'll get summoned to the front row. I don't really know if we talk about it as much as maybe other people talk about it. When they do it, it's right before lunch. It's normally in a really beautiful place where we can get outside and get in the sunshine. So it's more I would attribute it to taking a school photo right before, if you did it right before spring break. That's where the coaches were all trying to get out of there as fast as possible. But it is interesting to look around the room, even, this morning in the executive session, and I'm looking around and I'm just seeing, whether guys have changed teams or there's just a lot of new faces in there. Right. Just how much things change in our league year to year. It's what makes it great, but it also what makes our profession difficult as well.
You just mentioned you had the press conference this morning where you spoke at length about being able to add Kyler Murray and Carson Wentz again to the quarterback room, making it more competitive, as you said you wanted to do this offseason. How do you plan on balancing having a younger player on the team wanting to get better, JJ McCarthy, and keeping the room competitive at the same time?
I think, I think the big thing is understanding that we have tremendous resources to coach the quarterback position, whether it's Josh McCown and Jordan Traylor in the room, myself, Wes Phillips, even Frank Smith, having been around, Tua and
So with KOC right here, he says we have great resources this, resources that, the best resources, cool. Where were the resources last year for JJ McCarthy, KOC? I ask you again, where were those resources last year, and why weren't they utilized for JJ McCarthy, KOC? You hear me? Heavy, baby, no cap. That's my main question for you, you punk chonk. Huh? He's talking about McCown and all these other guys. Boom. Why didn't y'all pull these resources out? OTAs with McCarthy, training camp with McCarthy, preseason with McCarthy, all that. Why the fuck y'all ain't do that for him? Oh, now Carson Wentz here. Who else here? Yeah. Kyler Murray here. Now y'all want to pull out all the stunts and fronts? Come on now, bro. Dead wrong. Come on, dog. No cap. We're going to see what's up. We're going to see what's up, Holmes, for sure. Here we go. Wow. Are you kidding me, baby? For real.
The guys in Miami doing, putting together offensive football in a way that is conducive for guys being comfortable and guys being able to apply their skill sets. But at the same time, teaching and, development never stops. And the way we handle the spring, I think it's going to be a really organic time for the guys to hone in on the fundamentals and techniques, the types of throws that we're going to ask them to make, the ownership of our offense, and what the 2026 version of our offense may look like. We want to evolve. We want to change for the betterment of our best players and our group as a whole. And the quarterback position is obviously going to have a big time part of it. But we've just learned over our time, look, we've played 8 guys in 4 years. And when we've had seasons where we've had the same signal caller for the duration from start to finish, we've won a lot of football games, but at the same time, we've been able to overcome some adversity of playing 3 or 4 guys in a season and find a way to either win 5 in a row down the stretch, last year, or even going back to some of the times in 2023 with Nick Mullins or even Josh Dobbs when we were able to put together some wins. So winning in the NFL is hard, but we've just learned that if we can have a really competitive quarterback room with multiple guys capable of going out there and doing what's required to win games, the Minnesota Vikings are going to be in a good position. And you couple that with continuing the evolution of our run game, Flo and his staff doing a great job putting together another dynamic defense. And if we can take away the football and protect it on offense, or when we possess it in the kicking game, that normally is a really, really strong formula for us to win games.
You mentioned Frank Smith, the assistant head coach, and he's came from Miami. But in your press conference earlier today, I really wanted to ask you to expand a little bit more on one thing that you said. You mentioned that he's going to be great in the run game, that it's good for out of the gun, and you feel like the league may be trending a little bit more in the style that he brings. What did you mean by that?
Well,
So Frank Smith finna handle that business. Let me know. Frank Smith finna handle that run game business and all that round yonder, around the corner. I mean, I must know right now, right damn now. Is Frank Smith gonna handle that running game, running back business? Yeah, huh? Is KOC? Did KOC let another cat out the bag? Huh? Take the what and leave the what? You hear me? Heavy. Will Frank Smith getting them to tote that tater the right way? Oh yeah, all night and damn day. Skull Vikes, skull tie. Here we go.
I think there's just when you can.
You're paying $150 a session 3 times a week for a trainer, and you're still soft and embarrassed to take your shirt off.
Add somebody to your coaching staff, and really what you're doing is you're adding somebody to the think tank of you're not only solving problems but adding layers to how you want to play, and fitting that into the conceptual ways you like to play, but also staying true to your core beliefs that you believe offensive football should be. But we're always trying to improve. We're always trying to stay on the cutting edge of doing things, because defenses are doing the same thing. We have a defense coordinator right down the hall in our building who's always doing those things. And whether it's the advent of the shell coverage and the Fangio system really spreading throughout the NFL and attempting to limit explosives, you've got to morph and change and do things differently to combat pass rush and make it hard on the defense. And Frank he's one of the smartest coaches I've ever been around. I have a ton of respect for Mike McDaniel and the things that they were able to do in Miami schematically. It's always an offense that I would like to watch in the off seasons. And now we add that to a group of guys that led by Wes as our coordinator and really our whole entire offensive staff. The hope is we can have the best version of our offense yet, the 2026 version, what that might look like. I think it's going to be exciting for Vikings fans, and I know it's exciting for me.
And I tell you what, KOC know how to come talk to him, huh? Oh yeah, KOC, he's a little great swindler at times, Holmes. I repeat, he's such a great swindler at times. Oh man, what's on his mind? Heavy school vibes. Here we go.
As I continue to try to get better and grow.
Oh, don't he sound good? Don't he sound real good? Oh, he gonna promise the run game be better once again. Did he say that same shit last year? Oh yeah. Oh, you forgot? They forgot? Stop the cab.
And evolve as well, which I think will only implore everybody to try to do the same.
I believe your coaching, offensive coaching, has been very exciting over the past few years. But at the end of the day, it does kind of start right there at the line. And last season, there was 26 different combinations, 10 different linemen playing. I know you probably want more consistency there this season. You have a new offensive line coach in Keith Carter. What can fans expect from that group this year?
Well, I think, starting with Keith, Keith has a really good understanding of with his background, either with Kyle Shanahan when they were in Atlanta, the great things that they were able to do running the football in Tennessee with Derrick Henry and a lot of the things there. And then ultimately I wanted Keith to come in, and he was really, really helpful in a year where, he absolutely, had conviction about some things and some things that helped us be a little bit more efficient in the running game. But you give him a little bit more ownership of that room and really the techniques and fundamentals and driving that room to elevate as a whole. I think just the sheer nature of you're looking at a lot of potential for growth amongst the cast of characters that our fans know well. Look, Christian Darrisaw, I give him so much credit for coming back from a significant injury and fighting to be on the field as much as he possibly could. But him being a year more removed from that injury, I think we're going to all get back to seeing 71 and the guy that really makes us all feel more comfortable showing up to the game knowing he's playing left tackle. Brian O'Neill.
If Christian Darrisaw can stay healthy, he'll be the best tackle in the damn land. No cap for sure. You hear me? Early. No cap for sure. We go. Hu Yang in the building. You rang Hu Yang. Hu Yang. You rang Hu Yang. Oh man. No Ed Eddie, huh? No Ed fucking Eddie Hu Yang, huh? Yeah, no cap. Yeah, you hear me? Here we go. Here we go, baby. You know?
Continues to just, even at this point in his career, grow as a player, adding tools to his toolbox. Donovan Jackson had a really, really solid rookie year, and I think he's got a lot of upside. And then Will Fries, you know, a guy that played as amongst those 26 combinations.
In every one, right?
He was out there.
Basically.
But he was coming off a pretty significant injury as well. So for him to have a full, healthy offseason, and then we're going to have a competitive situation with Blake and Jergs at the center spot, and maybe you'll hear a name called in the draft as well. So I feel really good about the collection of guys. We're going to add to it in the draft here in about another month or so. And then it's about getting on the grass and trying to maximize that group, because when your offensive line collectively as a whole plays good football, couple that with quarterback play being above that line with the talent we have around the rest of our football team, I do believe we have the opportunity to be a really good team in 2026.
So you mentioned the draft month away,
Yep.
9 picks as of right now.
Yep.
How we feeling working alongside Rob Brzezinski, and how
Yeah.
do you see that draft strategy forming?
Yeah, Rob's done a great job. You know, really, imploring the group as a whole, whether it's myself and the coaching staff or the personnel side. We have a lot of talented people. We have a lot of talented evaluators, and it's about coming together. Once this process continues to ramp up as we get into the month of April, you know, coaches were out, better part of the last 2 weeks at a lot of pro days. We had a very extensive process at the combine. And now we've got all this data, all this information that we can come together on as a group and really figure out where we want to go. We know we're going to have some opportunities in the top 100 to make some picks to hopefully add some real impact to our team, as well as always trying to find those later round players that provide not only great depth in the short term, but players that can ascend to larger roles in their Vikings future for sure. And it's always in a really fun time of the year, right around the time the offseason program is getting going. We get to add 9 players via the draft, and then we've had a tremendous success in the undrafted free agency process. So we'll go right back to work with that as well. But it's exciting. It's an exciting time. It doesn't feel like I'm going into my 5th season, but at the same time, I feel like the growth, the understanding, the awareness, and where hopefully I can go personally to help this organization reach our goals is right out there in front of us, and I'm working as hard as I possibly can to help get that done.
What's something you do differently now that maybe you didn't do in your first year when it comes to the draft?
I think, I try to get right around, that 100 number of true evaluations, across all offensive and defensive positions. But I think what I really have tried to do a little bit more of this year is really spend one-on-one time with either Flo or position coaches, really who have done the deep dive and really lean on those guys in a lot of ways to set, kind of some areas of like, hey, coach, you need to watch this guy, or hey, you might see this guy clumped in with this group of guys, but I personally think that he might belong at the top of that stack. And that's really what the draft's all about, is figuring out what's the best fit, Viking fit and fit within your schemes, but also looking at the upside of that player and how we can help them reach that potential. That's what coaching is. That's what it's all about. And that's my favorite part of it.
I can tell.
Yeah.
You are a bit more busy this year here at owners meetings as a part of the competition committee.
She said she could tell. Tell how? How the fuck you tell? You can't tell with McCarthy, so tell how. Here. Northfield say, watch your eyes batting and fake facial expressions. Here we go. Here we go.
Congratulations on that, first of all. It is
Thank
quite
you,
an honor,
I guess.
right? Question
Yeah.
mark, more work, but it is an honor after all. How have
Yeah.
the meetings been going? And I'll just start with that one and give you my follow-up question after that.
Yeah, the meetings have gone really, really well. We've done a lot of the legwork either in Indianapolis or, we met virtually several times throughout the past month, really trying to get our report in order that we present to the membership and present to the 32 clubs. But really the best part about it for me has been my comfort with the actual committee, whether you're talking Sean McVay, Mike Vrabel, a former teammate of mine who I'm very close with, You go down the list of Sean Payton and D'Amico Ryans and Todd Bowles, and you start to really understand that it's a very, it's a well-versed group of coaches, but everybody has their own kind of their own vision, their own understanding. But the one thing we all have in common is the love of this game and the desire to continue to make it better, safer, player health and safety. How do we keep our game exciting for our fans? We got the greatest fans in the world, but at the same time, make use of new technology and new ways of shepherding the game so that we keep our game being what it is, which is the greatest game on the planet. But the group as a whole, whether it's, Stephen Jones, Rich McKay kind of chairing that group, Katie Blackburn and John Lynch and some others that, as well as a lot of the folks at the league office who I haven't got a ton of time with in previous years. I'm forming great relationships there as well.
That's great. I mean, those are some heavy hitters right there.
No,
how do you hope to make an impression in your first time around? Like, what's your goal?
Well, I think it's really cool already between Vrabes and Todd and John Lynch.
All right, that's pretty much it for that. We can stop it there. He talking about committee. That's committee. That cool. Focus on the team, Holmes. Period. You hear me? Heavy. Focus on the damn team early. Oh yeah. Guess I'm finna get ready to drop the link, man. You want to come lock in with me? You hear me? Rock and roll with me for about 15, 20 minutes. Let me know, bro. Here we go. Take a little intermission. Be back in about 5 minutes. SKOL VIKES. Here we go. Here we go, man. School Vikes. I repeat, School Vikes. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it for sure. Now, last little segment of the night. Gonna get into Mark Wilf. What did Mark Wilf have to say recently and all that? Like I say, the link is in the chat. You want to come lock in with me for a few minutes? Let's get it, bruh. SKOL Vikes. Here we go. But I want to see what Mark Wilf had to say. He had something to say for real. See, 1 second. He had something to say and all that. Here we go. Yeah, Mark Ziggy has something to say, huh? Let's see what Mark has to say for sure. I must know. I must know. Here we go.
Owner Mark Wilf. How are you doing today?
Doing great, thank you.
Here out at NFL owners meetings, we are joined by our owner Mark Wilf. How are you doing today?
Doing great, thank you.
Okay, well, we got to get into the big questions. I know you have spoken at length about your confidence in Rob Brzezinski and what he brings to the table in this interim role right now. How did you evaluate what he was able to do in a challenging offseason?
Well, I think between him and Coach O'Connell, they've done a great job putting our football coaching staff, personnel staff together, and really going about the decision making in an intentional way, strategic way, transparent, a lot of communication going on, and so good decisions so far.
Right, I know you have a great relationship with him. What is something that he's done that may have impressed you while he's taken on more of a leadership role?
I just think the way he's bringing people together and kind of getting everyone's buy-in in terms of every decision, including ownership, and really being thoughtful and intentional and patient in terms of making the moves at the right time.
So shit, Rob locking in, and all that. But what up? You know what I mean? Is Rob locking in for sure?
Also, some of the cap moves have been great. So I think we've cleaned up some of the challenges we had there, and we're ready to go for the draft.
I bet. Well, before we get to that, there were several moves made, most notably Kyler Murray, a former first-round draft pick. What excites you about adding more competitive depth there in the quarterback room?
I think that's super important. Obviously, quarterback, the most important position in the field, and having a great quarterback room. J.J. McCarthy, Kyler Murray, Carson Wentz coming back after playing so well before his injury last year, and Max Brosmer. So we have a lot of great talent in there, a good blend of all kinds of experience and all kinds of talent. So it's going to be great.
You mentioned the draft, and soon after that, you have also said that you'll start the new general manager search. How does that process begin? How do you see it playing out?
Well, we're already laying the groundwork. Again, this is
But Mark Wilf kind of coming out into the light more than usual, right? Right. Because I know I'm not tripping at all, no cap. Mark Wilf kind of speaking a little more, and I fuck with it if I'm being real about it. You hear me heavy? Yeah, let's hear it, Marky.
ownership decision, very important for the club. But we're really focused on the NFL draft. We've got 9 picks. We're really excited about it. I think our fans should be as well.
Yes.
So we're excited about that and focused on that. And then right after the draft, we'll get going in terms of interviews, getting the best candidates, talking through it, and making sure we have the right leader for our organization.
Well,
Okay, 9 picks, 9 picks. I've been saying 10. So it's 9 bet. Get it done. Period. SKOL Vikes. Here we go.
We mentioned the draft, and recently the Vikings have announced that they're teaming up or partnering with the Minnesota Sports and Events, as well as US Bank Stadium, to put in a 2028 NFL draft bid. So exciting. How can that, what kind of an impact does that have on the organization on and off the field?
Well, we saw it in Super Bowl 52, and Minnesota knows how to put out big events. US Bank Stadium, the premier stadium in the world. So we have all the attributes. We have a great business community, a lot of support. We have the CEOs of US Bank, Ecolab, and Medtronic along with us leading this effort. And I think we've got a great bid put together, and hopefully the NFL will agree with us and get us to the 2028 draft, but a lot of work ahead of us.
On a personal note, as an owner, what would it mean to you to be able to bring that to the Twin Cities?
Very exciting. I mean, the community has been so good to us as ownership, to the Minnesota Vikings. We have great fans, and I think the fans deserve an NFL draft. The community deserves it, and we're going to work on getting it to Minnesota in 2020.
Yeah, fingers.
That would definitely be dope. You understand? That would definitely be dope. You hear me? No cap.
Crossed on that one. One more thing before I let you go and enjoy the beautiful weather here in Phoenix. Girls Flag Football Initiative has more than doubled here in Minnesota as far as the teams in the state. What about that excitement, that exuberance for participation impresses you the most?
Well, I just think the empowerment girls flag football has brought the incredible explosive growth all over the world, really, and the confidence it gives young women, and just the growth in Minnesota now in over 100 schools. 19 of the top 20 cities in Minnesota have flag football. So hopefully Minnesota will join the 18 states that have already sanctioned it as a full high school sport. And we think that's the sky's the limit as far as getting engagement in football.
Yeah, I hope so. Really wish that was around when I was a kid. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, so there go Mark Wilf, dog. Mark Wilf saying some things, saying some things. All good, all good. And I believe Rob Brzezinski spoke as well. Let me see. Hit that up, then I'm gonna get up out of here, man.
And ready to move.
We are out here at the 2026 NFL Owners Meetings. I am joined by Vikings Executive Vice President of Football Operations, Rob Brzezinski. And Rob, first of all, before we get started, this has been Owners Meetings number. Have you kept count?
This is year 34 for me. I don't remember the first year I actually came down to Owners Meetings, but it's been a pretty good run.
It has been. How has it changed with your with your acting role right now?
Well, I got to do some media. I mean,
that is true. That is so true. I know it's your favorite.
No, it's been great. I mean, this time of the year is always busy, and there's a lot going on, from a roster standpoint and all those things we're typically dealing with. And obviously a little bit more this year, but everything's going really well so far.
Well, speaking of, the Vikings announced they intend to exercise Jordan Addison's fifth-year option. Yep. What's the thought process behind that move?
I mean, Jordan is a really, really good young player, really, really good person. We're excited to have him. It's part of the process in the CBA. And I think we have until May 3rd, to actually make that official. But for sure, we intend to do that.
Yeah, I mean, your work.
Smart move, very smart move by Brzezinski, by the Vikings, period. SKOL Vikes. Here we go.
Hard behind the scenes and in all the meeting rooms as well. But you also had a busy free agency period. And when we spoke the last time, you mentioned how you...
And hold up. Oh, they must hear this. They must hear this. Where everybody who was saying, trade Addison, get rid of Addison. Let me know. Do you feel the same damn way? Oh, now you're back on his nuts, huh? Now you love him again. You love him again, right? Right. Oh, all right. Bad. Here we go. Keep that same energy, man. No cap.
You want to be intentional. How do you think that played out to what you hoped it would be?
Yeah, I think we set out to do, a few things, and I think we executed as we had hoped. There's always curveballs and things along the way that don't go exactly as planned. But I'm really proud of the discipline we've had, and we've been talking about really trying to stack good decisions and not try to force anything. And I think we feel really good about how our team is positioned for 2026, and the future.
Yeah, I don't know if enough people have been talking about some of your moves, specifically in cornerback James Pierre. What did you guys see in him that you thought he'd be a good fit for this Vikings secondary?
I mean, our personnel staff, our coaching staff, they just saw traits in him that he's going to fit Flo's defense really, really well. And that's the great thing with Flo is in his staff, they know exactly, what they're looking for in players. And then there's alignment with the, with our scouting staff and able to hunt for those guys and find a guy like James that we're really excited to be able to add.
How do you feel like you guys executed on your vision for a more competitive quarterback room?
I don't think we could be any happier with our quarterback room. I mean, to bring in a talent like Kyler Murray, I don't even know. There's that speaks for itself. A sneaky, really exciting, return for us was Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
We think the world of him. And then, JJ McCarthy, and we got Max Brosmer in the room. And so we love the way that room looks like right now. And there's going to be some good competition, and, it's exciting.
So we're a month away from the NFL draft. Vikings go on the clock at number 18, but you do have 9 picks as of right now. How do you see that flexibility helping you throughout all the decisions you'll be making around that time?
Well, there's still a ways to go in the process. There's still another 3 weeks of draft meetings, and, information is still coming in from pro days and, with the college guys. And so the answers to the test to some extent are still out there. So we still have to continue to work through our process and get our board stacked objectively so we can make good decisions when we're on the clock. And I think if you do that, you got a great chance to be successful.
I want to know a little bit more about your draft philosophy specifically. How open are you to moves or trades?
Well, I mean, it's not like, I think it's an organizational philosophy, and there are some things that we've talked about internally about how we're going to navigate that. And I think number one is you want to get your picks right. And then kind of next level is you can maneuver around the board a little bit and, pick up some extra capital here or there. And we have some guardrails as far as how we want to do that, but we're focused on making sure we get our picks right.
How have you seen yourself balance the best player available versus your biggest position of need when you are on the clock?
Got to win the draft. Definitely got to win the draft. No way around it. But I ain't going to lie. He's made some solid moves this offseason already. Jordan Addison, another solid move as well. SKOL VIKES. Here we go. Rob Brzezinski, keep it going, Holmes. Keep it going.
I mean, I think it's the biggest reason why a lot of players fail in this business, and it's not just the player; it's complicit with the club. Is you force you need, and for a lot of reasons, it doesn't work out, and you pass on a player of higher ability for a position of need, puts undue pressure on the player, and there's various other factors, and it may be old school, but if you get your board set right. And you kind of look for the best player available, I think that's going to lead you down the right path.
Yeah. Well, again, on a more personal note, when the Vikings go on the clock at 18 or wherever they do, in the draft room, it'll be a much different feeling for you. What do you think it's going to be like?
You know what? Once you get in the draft room, like the hay is all in the barn.
Yeah.
And it's kind of this unveiling of how you think it's going to, kind of come to fruition and what happens. And the trail winds a little bit, but, for the most part, we're going to be prepared and we're going to let the draft come to us and just excited the way everybody's working together. Everybody in our organization has been stepping up in a big way. And we're ready to go.
Yeah, no extra added pressure now that, you get to make the call, put the pick in.
Nah, we'll go through this process together. And like I said, I think these selections will be pretty obvious, each time we're on the clock.
Love that. Thank you so much, Rob. Enjoy your rest of your time in Phoenix.
Thanks.
There you have it. There you have it. Rob Brzezinski, Holmes. Yeah, bro. So that's pretty much it for the live. Once again, as far as Rob Brzezinski goes, I'm going to wait and see how everything turns out. But He's made some solid moves this free agency for sure. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And the whole Addison situation is very smart. Good job, dog. No cap. School Vikes. Who this is here, bro? 313 thuggin'. Here we go. Minnesota Queens. You a funny dude. You a funny dude tonight, huh? Hey, 313 thuggin', is that Detroit? Shout out Detroit in the building. Homes heavy early. But watch your mouth and watch your tone. What it was a clean sweep. I repeat, 313. It was a clean ass sweep. So you need to comment way the fuck down in the boogie downtown. You hear me? Heavy, no cap. And while you at it, nigga, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and hit that bell for sure. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Support the grind, support the channel, man. Yeah, shout out 313 in the building, dog. For sure. Hey, 313, make sure you subscribe. Do that. You hear me? No cap. Score Vikes forever, man. Gonna get up out of here. You know what it is. Big SKOL here. SKOL Vikes win, lose, or draw, but we come to win. Hey, bro. You know what it is. Down at the levee, we going fishing at the levee. SKOL Vikes. Believe that.